Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vansha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bhaivacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Jai Śrī Kṛṣṇa Caitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschata Deshatarine Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Cheva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudire. Hare Krishna. So we continue our study of the second chapter of the first canto, which is entitled Divinity and Divine Service. In this section from verse number 16 to 22, we will see the various stages of one's upliftment in the path of bhakti or advancement. Various stages. So yesterday we discussed the 16th verse. Anyone of you who memorized the verse? All these verses are to be memorized from 16 to 22. In fact, the entire second chapter should be memorized. Each verse is very, very outstanding verse. Pradeep, you memorized 16th verse?
No, Prabhuji.
Priyanka?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Hare.
16 verse.
Huh?
No, Prabhuji, 16 verse recite नहीं कर पाए.
क्यों? वर्ष बहुत विशेष है, कल मैंने बताया. This is the foundation, आधार. Now you have to find some time to study. Shushusho Shraddhanasya Vasudeva Katharuchi Syan Mahat Sevaya Vipra Puṇya-tirtha Niveshana. So this verse is speaking how one can begin his journey in the path of bhakti. What are the two aspects most important? By the time others join, let us recap. In this verse, what Srila Shuta Goswami is explaining, what is the essential part? Bolo?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
To serve the devotees of Supreme Lord, one can gain the katharuchi of hearing the message of Supreme Lord, Vasudeva.
Very good, yes. Most important is Syan Mahat Sevaya Vipra. And what it will bestow is Vasudeva Katharuchi. So, Seva, and from Seva will come Ruchi. What else did we discuss? Prabhupada gave very, very important instructions in the purport. Ganesh, what was the most important instruction in the purport?
Prabhuji, Shraddhadanasya, that means we have to hear with attention.
When attention will come and how attention will come. No, you have not understood. You have not. Did you read the purport again?
No, Prabhuji.
No. So you are speculating. Show me that line, what you have spoken. Show me anything about that related in the purport. This kind of, speculation or trying to shoot in the blind will not work. You have not understood the verse. What was the most important aspect here Prabhupada is speaking or revealing in this verse? Pradeep Prabhu? See, otherwise I will stop this. If you don't study, I will not waste my time with all of you. If you think you people are very busy and you have something very important, then you please be with that important work. And why am I wasting my time with you all? I have told you if you want to study Bhagavatam, you have to devote some at least 15 minutes to half an hour. And if you are stubborn not to do that, then don't come to the class. This is disrespect. It is Nityam Bhagavat Sevaya. What does Seva means? Pradeep.
Yes, Prabhu. By serving the servants of the Lord, one can gradually get the qualities of that servant, Prabhu.
Yeah.
So,
what it means to serve the servants of the Lord? It is only in speaking.
By rendering the devotion.
What it means? How do you render service?
By pleasing him, Prabhu.
What it takes to please? See, again, on the periphery, not on the point. Yes, Shri Prabhu.
So, by following the instruction of the...
Simple. Yeah. If you don't follow what is being said, where is the service? Rather, it is disservice. Very important. So how do we render service? Prabhupada says a very, very revolutionary purport. Prabhupada says that the servants of the God come to propagate God consciousness. And intelligent people should cooperate with them in every respect. Foolish will not do it. He will be lost in his own affairs, in his, dreaming state or hallucination in trying to enjoy the material creation or material existence. Prabhupada is using the word intelligent people should cooperate with them in every respect. By serving the servant of God, one can please God more than by directly serving the Lord. Prabhupada is opening his heart here. The Lord is more pleased when he sees that his servants are properly respected, because such servants risk everything for the service of the Lord. So they are very dear to the Lord. 1 minute. Sorry. This is the first stage. See, bhakti will only begin when we please the devotees of the Lord who are propagating the mission of Lord. Otherwise, it will be only a show. There will be no substance. It is Mahat Seva and Mahat Kripa. This is the actually Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. So far we have studied from Shraddha to Prem. But these verses are very deep. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur in his commentary, he explains 14 steps on the path of progress of bhakti. And the first one is satām kripa. Satām means pure devotees. So bhakti can only begin when there is kripa from a devotee who has bhakti. And how that satām kripa will come is by Mahat Seva. Mercy of the devotee by serving the devotees. Then comes the platform of faith. So Sushrusho Shraddhanasya Vasudeva Katharuchi Syan Mahat Sevaya Vipra. Very important is Syan Mahat Sevaya Vipra. Then one will develop affinity or affection for hearing. And when one develops that affection and affinity for hearing, then he goes further. Then that is the next verse. The 17th verse. Very famous verse. Very, very famous verse. All these verses are very famous verse. śṛṇvatāṁ sva-kathāḥ kṛṣṇa puṇya-śravaṇa-kīrtanaḥ hṛdy stho abhadrāṇi vidhunoti satām. So many times we hear that if we hear little bit of hearing, someday we hear, most of the time we don't hear, but that little hearing, this principle will not work. For one who is engaged in Mahat Seva, who is receiving Mahat Kripa, who has developed Shraddha, and who has developed Ruchi for Krishna Katha. So when such a person is hearing Krishna Katha, so what is the effect? śṛṇvatāṁ sva-kathāḥ Krishna. He is hearing such a sincere devotee who is aspiring to progress through the medium of service. Actually, hearing is also a big service. It's a service. Śravana. The puṇya-śravaṇa-kīrtanaḥ. So what arises is his good fortune. By the process of Shravanam and Kirtanam, he hears, and what he does, he repeats, he glorifies. And for such a sincere soul who is engaged in Shravanam and Kirtanam in this way, while engaging in Mahat Seva, while having faith in the devotee, for such a person, Krishna, as we read, Prabhupada said, that Krishna is more pleased when he sees that his devotees are being respected. So what Krishna does? Hṛdy stho abhadrāṇi. So Hṛdy antaḥ means which is inside the heart. What is inside the heart is the soul. And also who is there inside the heart is the Supersoul. Aham atma gudakesha sarvabhut ashaya stitha. 10th chapter, and I think it is the 19th verse. Manoram Prabhu, you have laptop? Show this verse. 10th chapter and 19th verse. Krishna, when he starts to speak his vibhutis, so the first vibhuti he mentions is how he is present in everyone's heart as Paramātmā. So Krishna, who is present in the heart of every living entity. Next, this is 19. Okay, Krishna begins to speak. So the first opulence will Krishna will speak is that how, yes. Aham-atma Gudakesha. He is addressing Arjuna as Gudakesh, one who has conquered his sleep. Sleep also means ignorance. Prabhupada writes that sleep also means ignorance. So Krishna says that Aham Atma Gudakesha Sarva Bhut Ashaya Sthita. So come to the translation. I am the super soul, O Arjuna, seated in the hearts of all living entities. Then what Krishna is saying, Aham Adischa Antascha. So, okay, you can close it. So Krishna, who is seated within the heart of each and every soul, what he does? He starts to cleanse the heart. Krishna starts the cleaning process. hṛdy antastha hi abhadrāṇi. So within the heart, whatever abhadra, whatever inauspicious, or whatever dirt is there within the heart, what Krishna starts to do? Krishna starts to cleanse it. What Chaitanya Mahāprabhu says, Cheto Darpan Marjana. So Krishna starts to remove the misgivings or the dirty things which are there in the heart. And vidhunoti, he cleanses it up completely. Why? Because he is suhṛt satām. Satām means a truthful devotee, and suhṛt means one who is the well-wisher. Why Krishna does so? Because Krishna is the well-wishing friend of everyone, the benefactor. Śrī Kṛṣṇa, the personality of Godhead, who is Paramātmā, Supersoul in everyone's heart, and the benefactor of the truthful devotee. This is very important. It will not happen to anyone and everyone. Please be very clear. This is condition for whom? Those who are shushrushadhanasya. For such devotees, what Krishna does? Cleanses the desire for material enjoyment from the heart of the devotee who has developed the urge to hear his message. This is very important. To that extent, he has developed the urge to hear. To that extent, the cleansing process will begin, or it will work. Which are in themselves virtuous when properly heard and chanted. So those who have developed affinity to hear. Prabhupada gives another very, very, very revolutionary purport. Some amazing aspects of Krishna consciousness Srila Prabhupada reveals. Prabhupada says, see the first sentence. Messages of the personality of Godhead Śrī Kṛṣṇa are non-different from. So Krishna Katha and Krishna are non-different. Krishna Naam and Krishna are non-different. Naam Akari Bahuda Nija Sarva Shakti. Can any one of you explain, that day also we discussed, that what it means to be non-different? Abheda. There are two things. There are Bheda. Bheda means difference. And Abheda means non-different. The Prabhupada is saying the messages of the personality of Godhead Śrī Kṛṣṇa are non-different from him. I'll read one more line. Then we discussed. Whenever, therefore, offenseless hearing and glorification of the Lord are undertaken, it is to be understood that Lord Kṛṣṇa is present there in the form of transcendental sound, which is as powerful as the Lord personally. So this makes the sentence complete. So can you give me some practical example to understand this phenomena or principle? That there is no difference between the Supreme Lord Kṛṣṇa and his messages. Or the Lord is fully present where his messages are vibrated. What it means? How they are on the same platform. What is the oneness? बोलिए मनोराम प्रभु, आप तो हाथ उठाएंगे नहीं, इसलिए आई हैव टू आस्क.
Yes, Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Lord Krishna's name, fame, and glories, they are identical in the sense that all are transcendental. Lord Krishna himself is transcendental and his message from everything is transcendental. So, in that sense, Prabhuji, there is oneness, means both are transcendental.
Okay. But here it is being said that there is no difference between the message and the person. That is true. What you are saying, it is agreed. That Krishna is beyond the modes and everything in connection to Krishna is also beyond the mode. But here how it is said that the message and the Lord are the same. You can give any example or explain.
In this, yes, Prabhuji. So, as in, we have heard, Prabhuji, that in this age particularly, Lord Krishna descended in the form of holy name. So, in that case, Prabhuji, holy name and Lord Krishna are the same only, because he has descended in the form of holy name itself.
Agreed. But here it is not holy name, it is the messages. Let's see what Prabhupada is speaking. That there is no difference between the messages of the Supreme Lord and the Lord himself is fully present in his message. What it means is fully present in his message. Yes, Prabhu. How can I accept this statement? If somebody is giving your message or letter to someone, are you fully present there? But here it is being said.
No,
yeah, you are not.
one thing is that Lord Krishna is omnipotent. So in that case, potency of message is also same rule.
That way Krishna is also omnipresent.
Yeah.
Then he's everywhere. So if he is present everywhere, why is he not present in his message? That logic you were trying to sell to me?
No, no.
So I will not accept that. Yes, there Shil Bro. Your daughter is also raising hand. She wants to answer.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Prabhuji, just I will try to give one example that Srila Sukadeva Goswami, he heard the message of the Supreme Lord when he was in the womb of his mother, and just by hearing that he realizes about the Supreme Lord. And secondly, in case of Prahlad Maharaj also, he also heard from Naradji in the womb of his mother, and he realizes from just by hearing the message of the Supreme Lord. Prabhuji.
Very good, very good. Excellent answer. Some more discussion, some more clarity that how the Lord is fully present in his message. He gave two excellent examples. Pranab. Pranab Prabhu, you are hearing? Explain this principle. Unmute and speak quickly, bro. We need to move ahead. At least cover this verse and one more verse today. Vasansara Prabhu, you also raised your hand. You want to answer?
Yes, Prabhuji. What like when we read Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam, this is the full potency of the Lord in the message given in that. Or when we serve the pure devotees of the Lord enables us to reciprocate and understand. So there are various media where Lord's message is as powerful as the Lord in a practical manner.
I'll give you one example. Every Friday in our temple, who gives Srimad Bhagavatam class?
Srila Prabhupada.
You are saying Srila Prabhupada. Is Srila Prabhupada present on this earth?
No.
So what do we run? What do we hear?
We hear his message or message
Yeah,
of the
his
Lord.
recorded message, his tape. Huh? So when we hear him, is he fully present or not? How do we hear?
We hear through his voice.
Yeah, but what do we say? You said Srila Prabhupada's voice gave the class?
No, it's the Prabhupada who gave the...
Yeah. Or did we say that the sound system gave today's Prabhupada's class?
No, we say Prabhupada gave the lecture.
Yeah. Why? Because Prabhupada is fully present in his message. Similarly, when the pure devotees speak about the message of the Lord is fully present, as you said, but the potency is there. The potency is there. And the potency work, and as example was given, very, lively examples were given by Dayashil Prabhu. Like Prahlad Maharaj realized it in the womb. How he realized? Because the potency is there. So here, Prabhupada is saying that there is no difference between the Supreme Lord and his message. And when he appears in this message, when the potency manifests, there are two things. The potency is there. But whether the potency manifests or not, it will depend on various conditions. Prabhupada says, whenever therefore offenseless hearing and glorification of the Lord are undertaken, it is to be understood that Lord Kṛṣṇa is present there in the form of transcendental sound, which is as powerful as the Lord personally. Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu in His Śikṣāṣṭaka declares clearly that the holy name of the Lord has all the potencies of the Lord, and that He has endowed His innumerable names with the same potency. So this is the principle. Shakti Shaktiman abhadrāṇi. There is no rigid fixture of time, and anyone can chant the holy names with attention and reverence at his convenience. The Lord is so kind to us that He can be present before us personally in the form of transcendental sound. But unfortunately, we have no taste for hearing and glorifying the Lord's name and activity. So Prabhupada is very practical. That is what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is lamenting. Nam akari bahuda nija sarva shakti statra pita niyamite smarane nakale etadushi tav kripa bhagavan mamami durdeva edrisham iha jani nana anuraga. And even after knowing it, even after hearing it, after reading it, still Durdeva. The most unfortunate part is that still we have no taste for hearing and glorifying the Lord's name and activities. So Prabhupada says, so how that taste will come, we have already discussed. Developing a taste for hearing and chanting the holy sound, it is done through the medium of service to the pure devotees of the Lord. The Lord is reciprocally responded to His devotees. See Prabhupada's expertise. The Lord is reciprocally respondent to his devotees. When he sees that a devotee is completely sincere in getting admittance to the transcendental service of the Lord and has thus become eager to hear about him. So what we have to do, this is on the individual jiva. How much he is keen or how much he is eager. So Prabhupada is using this word when he is completely sincere and towards what? Towards the transcendental service of the Lord. So if he is sincere and he is rendering transcendental service of the Lord, then Krishna releases that taste. So he becomes eager to hear about it. The Lord acts from within the devotee in such a way that the devotee may easily go back to him. So this is vidhunoti suhṛt satām. So Krishna, as the best well-wishing friend, he acts from within. The Lord is more anxious to take us back into his kingdom than we can desire. Why? Because we have no desire to go to God's kingdom. Most of us do not desire at all to go back to Godhead. Prabhupada is so practical. Only a few men want to go back to Godhead, but anyone who desires to go back to Godhead, Śrī Kṛṣṇa helps in all respects. One cannot enter into the kingdom of God unless one is perfectly cleared of all sins. The material sins are products of our desires to lord it over material nature. It is very difficult to get rid of such desires. Women and wealth are very difficult problems for the devotees making progress on the path back to Godhead. Please, 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 with lot of attention, mark Srila Prabhupada each word. Whom Prabhupada is addressing? Prabhupada is not addressing karmis. Prabhupada is not addressing jnanis or yogis. See what Prabhupada is saying. It is very, okay. Women and wealth are very difficult problems for the devotee making progress on the path back to Godhead. Even for devotees, this is a test. Many stalwarts in the devotional line fell victim to this allurement, and we are so foolish, we think that we are beyond. What is saying, many stalwarts in the devotional line fell victim to this allurement and thus retracted from the path of liberation. We are very cautious of wealth, women, and wine. And it is for men, wealth and women, and for women it is wealth and men. Same thing. Formula is the same. So Prabhupada is warning us that many stalwarts, बड़े-बड़े सूरमा गिर गए या ध्वस्त हो गए, तो हमारी आपकी क्या बात है, क्या औकात है? माया कभी भी लपेट लेगी. If she will just wrap us around. But when one is held by the Lord himself, the whole process becomes as easy as anything by the divine grace of the Lord. For whom? What it means that one is held by the Lord himself? So far what we have discussed here.
Those who are eager to do the service.
Both. Those who are eager to hear and who render service. Then they will receive the kripa. Both the kripa. They will receive the Mahat kripa and they will receive Bhagavat kripa. Prabhupada is saying the whole process becomes as easy as anything by the divine grace of the Lord. To become restless in the contact of women and wealth is not an astonishment. Because every living being is associated with such things from remote time, practically immemorial. And it takes time to recover from this foreign nature. So Prabhupada is saying that these are very big allurements. But if one is engaged in hearing the glories of the Lord, but what is the remedy? The remedy is also the same. But if one is engaged in hearing the glories of the Lord, gradually he realizes his real position. By the grace of God, such a devotee gets sufficient strength to defend himself from the state of disturbances. And gradually, all disturbing elements are eliminated from his mind. How all the disturbing elements are eliminated from his mind? What happens? How all the disturbing elements are eliminated from the mind? Yes, Ramya? Unmute kare. Dayashil Prabhu unmute kare. If she has to speak.
Prabhuji, when one begin to hear attentively and serving the Lord, Lord personally cleanses his heart and mind present in the heart.
Yeah. Yes. Krishna cleanses the heart. So see, what is the stage? What is the first stage? The first stage is Mahat Kripa. The second stage was Mahat Seva. You can list down verse wise. In the first 16th verse, it was Mahat Seva, Mahat Kripa, and also Shraddha. And now what is coming is Guru Padashraya, taking shelter of a bona fide representative, and there is Spriha. There is Spriha for performing bhajan. Bhajaneshu Spriha. And what is that Spriha? Can anyone say what is the Spriha? Already we have discussed it. Spriha, you understand, not desire. Spriha is desire. What is the desire now? What is the Bhajaneshu Spriha? You understand what is Bhajaneshu Spriha, na? The desire for performing devotional service, which is manifested in the form of. You've already answered. Yes? Dashil bro?
Hearing.
Yeah, eagerness to hear, not hearing. Not hearing. Not hearing like hogs, like we do life after life. But distraction, distaste, eagerness to hear. So it establishes one on the path of bhakti. Then the next stage begins. What is the next stage? This is a vidhunoti satām. Is the clearances of the anarthas. Anartho upgamam tatha. Very beautiful. No? Sanskrit is satām kripa mahat seva shraddha guru padashraya bhajaneshu spriha bhakti anartho upgamas tatha. So if one is performing bhakti in this way, so he will further climb the bhakti yoga ladder. That is the next verse. Clear? So far, any question on this verse? This verse and the previous verse. You are able to connect how each verse is making the practitioner progress. Yes, Madhansur Prabhu?
Prabhuji, I'm talking of my case. Someday there's a lot of enthusiasm, and next day enthusiasm becomes less. Again, after 2 days, enthusiasm increases. So is it is it lack of eagerness or is it anarthas, or what do we assume?
Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur analyzes it as ghana tarala. Ghana means condensed and taral means which is,
Liquid.
no, not just liquid, which is diluted. When one is concentrated and when one is diluted. So it happens, these are anarthas. This is because of the anarthas. This is called ghana tarala. So that is why what is the remedy? Is Nityam Bhagavad Sevya. It has to be anything, any devotional practice, it has to be Nityam. It has to be apratihata. Actually, we are always looking for some self-motivation. Some pleasure must be there built in. Then we are interested. But purely for the pleasure of Krishna, that is a very high platform. So we all face this anartha of ghanatarala, concentrated and dilute. So we have to be very steady. That is what we will see. It will come further.
Thank you.
That has to be very concentrated in performing his service. So this is what the chapter is: divinity and divine service. Whether there is mood swing or not, what I am supposed to do, I will do. Whether I like it or not, whether it is favorable or not, whatever may be the situation. Otherwise, it will be based on raga and dvesha. If I like, I will do. If I dislike, I will drop it. This is what is the phenomena in the material existence.
There are two challenges. One is at a physical level, another is at a mental level.
Yeah.
Physical level, take rest and then you get again back to energy. But at a
It is mainly the mental level. If the mental steadiness is there, that is what Prabhupada is saying. You see, the intelligent person should cooperate in all respects. So what it means, an intelligent person? That means he is above the mental plane. At mental plane, at the mental level, there will always be distraction and there will always be discontinuity. You take, for example, the situation of all these devotees who are hearing. Most of them are very steady. If there is a class, even if I don't give class, they hear. They will run Prabhupada's tape or they will run Guru Maharaj's tape. So that is commitment. How we can overcome our anartha? See, this is the bhajaneshu spriha. How much spriha, the desire is there for performing devotional service. To that extent, one is fixed. Even if one is not well, if there is some very favorite of his match or commentary or some whatever, if it is coming on TV or on YouTube, do we watch or do we drop? It depends how much spriha is there. So very, in the morning I was studying this. I was very much inspired by this verse. I saw this verse which is being given in Subodhini, but then I found out this verse. And I was inquiring that who has given this verse? The 14 stages. So far we knew only 9. Adav Shraddha. But here it is beginning from Mahat Kripa and Mahat Seva. And before coming to Shraddha, then there is Guru Pada Ashraya. Then Bhajaneshu Spriha. Very, very inspiring. Bhajaneshu Spriha. Where is that Spriha for Bhajan? The Spriya is there for Bhoga. isn't it? Do we have spriya for bhajan?
No, it's not there.
Yeah. So we have to repeatedly. Krishna says, abhyasena tu kaunteya vairagyena cha guhyate. I'm very inspired by one of our students. Every day he sleeps at 9:30. Whatever may come. How? Because he has that desire. What comes first? The deed or the desire?
Desire.
The problem is that we don't have the desire. So how to have the desire? Go on repeating. Go on repeating to this extent that it becomes fixed.
It becomes habit.
It becomes habit. We so many times heard that even a drop of water which falls on the rock, what it does?
Yeah,
it
it
dissolves the
impacts
rock from where the water drops, where the water drop hits on the rock. It will come, it will come. So it has to be nityam. Bhakti means it is on the eternal platform. Eternal platform is there are no intervals. Whether it is difficult or easy, whether I am in a favorable condition or unfavorable condition, I am committed to perform my service. That is the stage. That is what it comes when the anarthas are removed. Then one comes to the stage of nishtha. Nishtha is steadiness. Then there are no deviations, no distractions. Like we read, Prabhupada says, then the process becomes very easy. Then the whole process becomes very easy because one has studied his mind. Yes, fixed. Okay, we'll take the next verse also. Yeah. By the grace of God, such a devotee gets sufficient strength to defend himself from the state of disturbances, and gradually all disturbing elements are eliminated from his mind. So where is the disturbance? The disturbance is in the mind. Why? The mind is not having any fixed goal. So once the goal is assigned to the mind, then the mind has no choice. Nast prayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavad sevaya bhagavati uttama shloke bhaktir bhavati naishtaki. Someone who is hearing with attention, with eagerness. So Krishna says, Sudha Goswami is saying that Krishna, what he does, he is there within the heart. He cleanses the heart from all those are dirty things. Abhadreshu. Nashta prayeshu abhadreshu. Nashta means to destroy, and prayeshu means almost to nil. See Prabhupada's genius. He's saying almost to nil, not nil. Almost to nil. All that is inauspicious. How? By nityam bhagavad sevaya. And what is Bhagavad? Bhagavati uttama shloke. And one has come to the stage of bhaktir bhavati naishtaki. Unless and one comes to the stage of nishtha, he cannot be nityam bhagavad. There cannot be nityam bhagavad sevaya. Or the other way, by practicing nityam bhagavad sevaya, one can come, one's bhakti level can come to the stage of naishtiki. Naishtiki means, Prabhupada is saying here, irrevocable. That means it is fixed. It's studied. No deviation, no distraction, no up and down. See, by regular attendance in classes of the Bhagavatam and by rendering of service to the pure devotees, all that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed. And loving service unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is praised with transcendental songs, that is Uttama Shloke, established as an irrevocable fact. Where? In the heart. So this is anarthopagamam. So one is freed, one is purified of all which is dirty inside. One becomes pure and one comes to the stage of nishtha, of steadiness. Or here it is said, yeah, it is nishtha only. The clearance of the anarthas, anarthopgamam tatha nishtha. One comes to the stage of nishtha. Here is the remedy for eliminating all inauspiciousness things within the heart, which are considered to be obstacles in the path of self-realization. The remedy is the association of the Bhagavatas. There are two types of Bhagavatas, namely the book Bhagavat and the devotee Bhagavat. Both the Bhagavatas are competent remedies, and both of them or either of them can be good enough to eliminate the obstacles. A devotee Bhagavata is as good as the book Bhagavata because the devotee Bhagavata leads his life in terms of the book Bhagavat, and the book Bhagavat is full of information of the personality of Godhead and his pure devotees who are also Bhagavatas. Bhagavata book and the person are identical. Clear? The devotee Bhagavat is a direct representative of Bhagavan, the personality of Godhead. So by pleasing the devotee Bhagavat, one can receive the benefit of the book Bhagavat. Human reasons fails to understand how by serving the devotee Bhagavat or the book Bhagavat, one gets gradual promotion on the path of devotion. But actually these are the facts explained by Srila Narada Dev, who happened to be a maid-servant's son in his previous life. The maid-servant was engaged in the menial service of the sages, and thus he also came into contact with them. And simply by associating with them and accepting the remnants of footsteps left by the sages, the son of the maid-servant got the chance to become a great devotee and personality Srila Narada Dev. Prabhupada many times used to say that it is not exclusively and only for Narada Muni. Anyone and everyone has the same chance. These are the miraculous effects of the association of the Bhagavatas. And to understand these effects practically, it should be noted that by such sincere association of the Bhagavatas, one is sure to receive transcendental knowledge very easily, with the result that it becomes fixed in devotional service of the Lord. So how to know that one is situated in transcendental knowledge? What is the natural outcome? That he is fixed in devotional service. The more progress is made in devotional service under the guidance of the Bhagavata, the more one becomes fixed in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. Which stage is this? Which stage is this in the yoga ladder? This verse is just, yeah, yes, steadiness. Steadiness. Becoming fixed and performing devotional service. The messages of the book Bhagavata therefore have to be received from the devotee Bhagavata. And the combination of the two Bhagavatas will help the neophyte devotee to make progress on and on. Hare Krishna. I don't think that you need to memorize. These words should be known. If you are practicing the path of bhakti, this is the natural thing that must have happened so far. Prabhupada quotes these verses so profusely. Even in Bhagavad Gita, when we begin the Bhakti Yoga section, in the first verse, Prabhupada, explanation of the purport, Prabhupada gives all these verses. If you see, śṛṇvatāṁ, sva-kathāḥ, Krishna, punya. Prabhupada is giving all this series of verses. So we have class now on Monday. Saturday is spiritual scientist. Sunday I have spared for book distribution. Where is the enthusiasm for book distribution? How many books have been distributed in IRI so far? There, Śrīla Prabhu. Today we are on 8th.
Prabhuji, tomorrow the total I will let you know, Prabhuji. Total.
No, but this effort is not sufficient. With this effort, you will not be able to even distribute 100 books in entire month. So see, only speaking or repeating is not sufficient. The effort has to be there. So now you have the weekend, please put all your energy, all your force, everyone. Manoram Prabhu, have you sent in, reminders to all the devotees who have passed out? You did not find time.
Yes, Prabhuji. Actually, Prabhuji, that leaflet I need, Prabhuji. Although personally I speak with Sam.
Okay, I'll send you the
But
link.
I will send the email to Sam. Yes, Prabhuji.
So please put your effort, what Prabhupada is explaining. It begins with this service to the devotee. Whom are we serving by distributing books? Whom are we pleasing?
Srila Prabhupada and Guru.
Yeah. And who are these? Who is Srila Prabhupada?
Bhagavad.
He's a Mahabhagavat. Not just a Bhagavat, he's a Mahabhagavat. And Prabhupada is saying that we have to cooperate with such devotees in all respect. What is our respect? And what kind of cooperation we are extending? So this Saturday and Sunday, if you cross Saturday and Sunday, 10th will be over. That means 1/3 of the month is already over. And most of you have not even begun. So please put your Saturday and Sunday should only be focused for preaching. Don't put your chamani in between of your self-absorption. At least for this, where is the Katyayani Vrata? Who is cognizant of the Vrata? What are you doing in Katyayani Vrata? It is only to hear. Good to speak and good to hear. That's all. माननीय माता जी, कुछ किया आपने? कुछ बातचीत किया?
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी। प्रभु जी बुक नहीं लाई मिला है। बात की हूँ प्रभु जी, स्टूडेंट लोगों से, कुछ स्टूडेंट से बात की हूँ, बोली हूँ कि आप लोग ले नहीं सकते तो मुझे जाके आप उन लोगों से मतलब बेची जिनके पास पैसा है, ऐसे बोली हूँ स्टूडेंट लोगों को। तो कुछ स्टूडेंट राजी हैं।
कौन सा स्टूडेंट एक बुक नहीं ले सकता?
प्रभु जी बहुत मतलब हैं बहुत पुअर प्रभु जी।
अच्छा, नहीं एफर्ट करिए, बुक्स आ जाएंगी आपके पास। बुक्स का डिस्पैच मैंने दे दिया है और भुवनेश्वर से तो बहुत जल्दी पहुंच जाएगी। मैं कल चेकअप करता हूँ, भुवनेश्वर से तो 2 दिन में पहुंच जाएगी बरगर।
जी प्रभु जी।
ठीक है, मेरा सबसे निवेदन है कि प्लीज करिए, नहीं तो ऐसे ही बीत जाएगा। तो कोई रियलाइजेशन भी कुछ नहीं आएगा। सेवा नहीं करेंगे तो ये प्रोसेस वर्क नहीं करेगा। थैंक यू वेरी मच। श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। यथा आई गॉट प्रेमानंदे, हरि हरि बोल। प्रदीप प्रभु, आई विल जस्ट स्पीक टू यू, यू कॉल मी।